Hello and welcome to Grow Your Yoga live yoga webinar. Today I want to talk about and explain the details of the pose called Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. English style, half bound lotus, intense west intense stretch or intense forward bend. The Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana is the half lotus position, and so we're working in the poses of primary series, where officially in the primary series asana, we're on the seated asana, and Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana, the half bound lotus west intense stretch, begins with the right leg coming into half lotus position. Take the right arm, wrap behind your back, catch the foot with your right hand, take your left hand, grab a hold of the left foot, square the chest to front, inhale, exhale, breathe, fold over the leg, hold for a 5-breath count, inhale, exhale through your nose. At the end of the 5 breaths, inhale, exhale, release the pose, and practice a vinyasa of a jump back, up dog, down dog. Jump through and repeat the same position on the left side. All right, now we know what we're dealing with. Now it's just more of a question of how do I do this posture? And so I'll explain some details that will hopefully help you. All right, so the first thing is the half lotus. Now the half lotus is a combination of several movements. Right now, notice that we are in a seated position at a 90-degree angle. Well, what else could we be in? Not really anything else in relation to the fact, well, you could be laying on your back where there would be, no flexion. So in this case, we are in a flexed position at the hips. Second is that we are going to flex the hip and externally rotate the thigh. When the thigh bone rolls outward is external rotation. When the thigh bone rolls inward, this is internal rotation. So the half bound lotus, the Ardha means half, Baddha means bound, and Padma means lotus. So what we're aiming to do, find your navel, and when you bring your right leg, knee into flexion, we externally rotate the thigh, drop it open, draw the heel toward the navel, and land the foot in what's called the inguinal ligament. There's a ligament right in the crease of the hip, and we attempt to land the foot into that crease. The toes will be sticking out just a little bit off to the left side of your left thigh, and your right heel, the ankle, the outer ankle bone, will land right on the medial edge of your center line of femur, center quad. And what this does is it enables us then to be able to relax the knee down toward the ground and work into then internally rotating or flexing at the hips, slight little internal rotation of the thigh, and we forward fold over the leg. So this is way easier said than done. What I come across most often with new students is we go to bring the leg up. One, the hip does not have enough flexibility to drop down to the floor. So that's the big part. The other big part is having the ability to fully flex the knee. All right, I'm going to point out a really important piece here. Notice that when your knee is in flexion and your calf muscle is touching your hamstrings, and you can get that deep connection. If I move my hip now over to the side, there's minimal rotation in the knee joint. Now, our knees, they flex, extend. There is, when we're in flexion at the knee, there is the ability to do a little bit of rotation at the knee, a little bit, not a lot. Now, what we want to be really careful of is that if you are unable to flex the knee completely, and there's a gap between the calf and the hamstring, and you cross your foot over the thigh, and there's space in between these two, this is space, here's no space, here there's space, here there's no space. if there's space and you now push down, this can be risky for the knee. Too much pressure with an open angle, too much rotation, you feel it. We gotta be careful of that. Sometimes as a new student, in the excitement, fervor, and zeal of attempting to be able to catch the foot behind, we think, I'm gonna bend it no matter what, and I'm gonna push down because I have to finish this pose or get my hand on my foot. I don't recommend that at all. So a couple of things you can do. One, you can just let your leg do the most gentle bend, place the foot on top of the femur, the left femur, just inferior to the knee. So inferior means closer to the heart. Distal, oh, I take that back. Distal is far, proximal, my bad, I take it back. Just proximal to the knee, and then gently drop the knee down toward the ground. And if you have knee pain, I suggest put something under your knee, like a blanket or a block or a prop that will give you a little bit of stability. Right now, I can rest my knee on this blanket. I can gently fold, and I don't have any pain in my knee. But if I remove this blanket and I bring my foot like this and I push down right about there, I start to feel a little pinch in my knee. So be very cautious and alert to this, and very gradually. Now the next thing is well, how in the world am I going to get my hand to my foot? Well, what you can do, and what we see often, is the thought, well, how about I just bring my foot all the way over there? Well, now my ankle is all the way on top of the thigh, and there is no way I want to push down on my knee right now and have it try to come down to the floor. I'll get stuck in this position. I can grab my foot. It's a little, like if I twist, I can get my foot, but I can't go from here anywhere. So what we need to do, what's most important in my opinion, is to bring the heel closer in toward the navel. And even if I'm unable to catch my foot, this would be a wise place to build from, to build off of. If I want to incorporate the bind without the ability to close the two together on their own, I have 3 different tools that I like to use. I have a yoga strap, and these are doggy chew toys. My dog loves them. I don't let her play with these because I keep them here in the yoga studio. I have a single ring and a double ring and a strap. Strap would be for the most inflexible situation, because what I can do is take the strap, I can hook it around, I can take my arm behind. Now I have a little bit of leverage of connecting the two together, and over time I'm just going to tighten this up. I'm going to cinch this up little by little, keep folding, keep cinching, keep gently rotating, pressing, pulling, stretching, and before you know it, you caught your foot. Now, another great tool though that I like, if you're getting close enough, is I have these little chew toy rings. You can get creative. You're traveling around, you go to the thrift store, you see something that looks like it'll work good for you, yoga prop, and then you can hook it. And these are nice because it's fast. It's easy to get set up. You just take the ring, you stick it on, you grab it, boom, you're set. And then these are the main ways that you can start to build connection. Another way that you can start to build connection, in this case, I'm going to hold the foot with my hand, and I'm going to take my arm wrapped behind, and I'm going to grab a hold. I'll switch to this side so you can see. I'm going to take, in this case, my left foot is in lotus. I'm going to wrap my left arm behind. I'm going to grab a hold of the bend of my right elbow, and I'm going to hold my foot. So now I'm able to connect these two together via my own arm. I'm using my right arm as a yoga prop. And flexing forward, slowly building up the half lotus, the half bound. It's an amazing pose. It feels incredible when your knees are feeling good, and it takes a lot of practice, but what we're doing in essence is preparing for more difficult hip opening positions for the body. And so this is a really great posture for helping to build the ability to sit in the lotus posture, Padmasana. Because once we can half lotus one side and half lotus the other, then we're able to cross the legs into the classic meditation lotus or Padmasana pose. All right, I hope that answers your questions about Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. If you have any further questions, please send them my way via my website, nativeyogacenter.com, my email, info@nativeyogacenter.com, on any of our social media channels at Native Yoga. You'll find us on all of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I'm here every single Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern and 12 p.m. Eastern, doing this live tutorial. And whatever platform you're viewing on right now, you can comment and I will answer your questions. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. See you soon.